Bitcoin is going to $8,000 or altcoins when that happens, minus 99.99999%, because altcoins, of course, are way more fun than Bitcoin when markets start crashing. This is the narrative that Wall Street wants you to believe right now. Markets are rubbish, they're way down, and they're gonna be devastated. So you should probably panic sell your underwater coins right now. This is the game. Freak you the heck out. Get your Bitcoin into their pockets. That's how the game works. In today's video, I want to discuss the FUD storm that we see coming from the media, what's actually going on in the background, and the calls that are coming from Wall Street right now. I'm Lark. I make videos talking about cryptocurrency. If you like that, whack the thumbs up button. And of course, if you're not signed up for our newsletter yet, twice a week to your inbox, DeFi, altcoins, NFTs, market insights, much more. Our subscribers love it. You'll love it. You can sign up for free using the link down below in the description. Now, we have been talking about what's going on in the markets here for a few weeks, providing some different modeling on, well, when could we see an end to the bear market? And look, we could be in for a lot of sideways price action. We could see lower price points still come in for Bitcoin. $8,000? Yeah, that's quite the number, isn't it? Doesn't particularly seem super grounded in reality necessarily. We'll get into that momentarily. But I have provided you some models over some of the past few videos of when the bear market could end, likely sometime in 2023, about a year from now approximately, when we start to see potentially markets going up to new all-time highs. We've also got some ideas about how we could see Bitcoin breaking away from the pack, potentially making new all-time highs this year. I'm going to make a video on that for you soon. But we are in a bearish time in the market. We are not out of the woods yet, but it's interesting that after seeing so many indicators pop off that basically signaled potential market bottoms, huge capitulation volume, RSI oversold on the daily, the biggest fear reading in 2 years, etc., we start to get this. This is the chief investment officer over at Guggenheim calling for Bitcoin to go to $8,000. And that's also the guy who called for Bitcoin to go to $15,000 last year. More on that in just a moment because it's very interesting. But the question is, will Bitcoin go to $8,000? Or is this a potential bottom signal that $25,000 the other day could have been the bottom for Bitcoin? We could slowly start struggling towards recovery for the markets. Remember, these guys, Wall Street insiders, right? They're playing the game. They are, shorting the market or buying up Bitcoin now that it's gone down dramatically in price, and they want to get it even cheaper, right? They want you to panic sell your bags. Now, this guy, last year, it's actually quite amazing. Last year, the Guggenheim CEO, he's been asked a lot about what he thinks about the price of Bitcoin. This is last year. I posted, Scott wants to buy your Bitcoin and he wants to get it for cheap. The date of this, July 22nd, I think it was recorded the day before that. This was the market bottom of 2021. This guy timed the bottom of the market and said that Bitcoin's going to go down to $15,000 in spite of the fact, of course, that all the indicators were showing that the market was oversold, etc., likely facing a capitulation event, which it ended up being, right? 28,500, I think, ended up being the bottom in 2021. That very day, you have them out there saying, sell your Bitcoin, it's going down to $15,000. At the bottom, or near bottoms, we see maximum FUD and maximum PSYOPs coming through from the Wall Street crowd, of course, who owns and collaborates with the media. Now, just for reference, though, that $8,000 price point, if it did happen, would be an 88% peak to trough correction for Bitcoin. We did do 84% last bear market, so it's not outside of the realm of possibility, Let's just put it that way. Although I really don't think it is a likely scenario considering how much more money's come in, how much more adoption we have, how much better the fundamentals are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But just so you know, that is technically within the realm of plausibility. We have seen Bitcoin do similar numbers before, although I really think that the timing of this is very suspicious. We have what is potentially a bottoming area for the market. And look, it's a long and uncertain bear market ahead of us. All kinds of crazy could happen without a doubt. But even some of the most bearish numbers that I've seen, people calling for like $15,000 or $18,000 or $20,000, those are pretty bearish numbers. $8,000, that's some extreme stuff right there. This media frenzy of negativity always comes out around these big market drops. Here's just a short selection of a few articles from the media over the last few days. Crypto long overdue for a fall. Better currencies await. The crypto crash feels amazing. How crypto disappeared into thin air. How a trash-talking crypto founder caused a $40 billion crash. Crypto links with banks pose a threat to financial stability. A pyramid scheme, worth nothing, not reliable. We also have this survey that was done by JP Morgan. Are we in a crypto winter like 2018? 82% of people said yes. Crypto is uninvestable, at least for the next few quarters. Only 18% saying no, this is likely a short-lived downturn. So JP Morgan, the master manipulator of markets, who has literally been caught and fined dozens of times manipulating markets, put out a survey saying, are we in a crypto winter like 2018? The overwhelming answer is that yes, don't invest in crypto. It's uninvestable. Keep your money out of the market. Don't you dare buy Bitcoin right now. Don't you dare stack up that Ethereum. Stay away. Interesting. Very, very interesting, JP Morgan. Are they going to be right? Is it uninvestable for the next few quarters? Or is it psyops? Right? If we get peak inflation having happened previously and the inflation data continues to go down, the markets are going to slowly start to rally. We're potentially in that very solid accumulation area. For JP Morgan, they want to buy it on the cheap. Their customers want to buy it on the cheap. The Wall Street firms they work with want to buy it on the cheap. And they want you to start investing in crypto when it's pumping, when everything's up 1,000 or 10,000%. That's when they're going to say, it's a hot buy right now. Go get it. Remember our dude from Guggenheim? He also famously, was saying at all the tops. It's going to $600,000. Buy now. Interesting. Very, very interesting. We also, of course, have the World Economic Forum happening in Davos, Switzerland right now. So, very interesting things coming out of that. The ECB, not the ESB, the ECB President Christine Lagarde said, my very humble assessment is that crypto is worth nothing. It's based on nothing. And there's no underlying asset to act as an anchor of safety. It's so rich because, of course, what she just described is the euro. It's a piece of paper. The ones that are actually paper, most of it's just numbers in a bank account somewhere, on a digital file. It's based on nothing. It's true. The euro is based on nothing. Just the word of the government saying, trust us, we're good for it. And there, of course, no underlying asset to act as an anchor of safety. Long gone are the days when when paper money used to be backed by gold, for example. Now it's just backed by hopes and promises and dreams and trust us. Crazy. We also had the IMF director, we know they're such big fans of crypto, saying that Bitcoin may be called a coin, but it's not money. A prerequisite for something to be called money is to be a stable store of value. Here is a chart of the US dollar over time. Basically down only. The purchasing power of the dollar has been destroyed over time. How can you call that a stable store of value? Oh, sure, it still says 1 on the piece of paper, but every single day, every single month and year, the dollar keeps being driven into the ground. It's down like 99% or something purchasing value wise in the last 100 years. How is that a stable store of value? Oh, sure, it may not drop 50% overnight. Not like a lot of fiat currencies around the world, and some of the developing nations might have 50, 60, 70% inflation rates. Those, I guess, are still considered to be forms of money by the IMF director because it's all central bank money. It's all manipulatable by the IMF. The IMF has been freaking out, man, about El Salvador. They've been freaking out about the Central African Republic. And when the 44 countries that just went to El Salvador to talk about adopting Bitcoin start adopting Bitcoin, the IMFs is just, they're gonna explode, man. You can't adopt Bitcoin as money. It's not, we don't control it. We can't control you when you're using money we don't control. See, when countries make deals with the IMF based in dollars, they just screw countries so hard. They steal your country's assets, they steal your country's resources, steal your country's wealth, and force these terrible loans onto countries. It's their business model. Of course, they don't like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the antidote to the IMF. And of course, all that media FUD and the trash talking from central bankers and IMF directors and all this stuff, what's the reality of the situation right now? Bitcoin whales are buying, they're increasing their stack. We have more evidence that, of course, that whale buying right here. Retail buying up Bitcoin. People are understanding the value proposition of Bitcoin. People are understanding, it's not just about getting rich, right? It's about monetary debasement. It's about holding, a gold-like asset during the fall of a great empire, essentially, which is what we're looking at right now. We're looking at the slow implosion of a great monetary empire, which is the US dollar. I mean, come on, how are they ever going to pay off, was it $90 trillion in debt, 30 trillion of which is the federal government's in the USA? Like, the dollar is done, dude. It's cooked. And it may not happen overnight, but long term, that dollar is just going to keep trending towards zero. It's already down 99% or whatever. It's only going to keep going down. The dollar is the ultimate shitcoin. Print it to infinity, infinite supply, and the value just keeps on dropping. Slowly, retail investors are waking up to that. It's very encouraging to see that they are one of the strongest cohorts buying Bitcoin, people with under 1 Bitcoin in their wallet. Total wallet sizes of people with 1 Bitcoin or more, though, have reached a new all-time high, 844,906 people. And we even see continuing banking adoption going on. Now, of course, we see Japan's second largest bank starting to launch Bitcoin and cryptocurrency services. Look at the big picture. Look at what's actually going on. Focus on the fundamentals of cryptocurrencies, not the drama, not the FUD being spread around, but what's actually happening. When you understand that, you'll understand why stacking sats and chilling is more than just a saying. It's a way of life. Anyway, just my 2 stories for the day. You let me know what you think about all this down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and peace out till next time.